Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Last Week in Esports. I'm your host, Trainer Jerry TV, and I'm glad to be back. It's been a few weeks, took a little vacation. Tons of esports stuff happened while I was gone, but there's still plenty to go over that happened last week. So we have some League, we have some Evil Geniuses drama, we've got other games, we've got tons to talk about. So without further ado, let's dive right into it.
Baker, what was that?
Cloud9 are your E-League Major champions!
This is Rocket League!
The Set 9 Teamfight Tactics World Championship just concluded, and Title has won the title. Japanese player Title won the TFT World Championship. A European guy named Wet Jungler won second, and then a North American player, Wajan Iverson, won third. All in all, it's a great event. I think, Riot doesn't really lack on anything when it comes to production-wise, especially for their esports events, and this was no different. TFT might have had a rough go of it, though. For those who aren't familiar to the scene, it's played on patches much like other games, but since it's a strategy game, there's different elements that are changed in these patches to, nerf certain things and buff certain things. And it really wasn't played on a patch that anyone loved. Arguably, probably one of the most hated patches ever played on for a world championship, if not the most. But it really didn't seem to affect viewership. Viewership was great. The event was good. Although, like I'm saying, the patch wasn't phenomenal. That being said, credit everybody who participated. It was great. Congratulations to Title. Crushed it. They played a checkmate format for the final lobby, the top 8 players. And Title said, screw it. And he won games 2, 3, and 4 to end the event. So, masterclass performance from Japan. Congratulations, they get the World Championship trophy. That being said, since it was the last day of the set, they've announced their set 10 mechanics. They've announced kind of the format they're looking at. And they announced that they're going to have their first in-person TFT event in Vegas next year. Super excited. Or not even next year. Apologies, next month. Super excited. I think 100 competitors in person. It's going to be amazing. Really excited to see how they do a TFT live event. 2023 hasn't really been Evil Geniuses' year. For some context, let's dive into some of their earlier stuff in 2023. So first of all, they benched their starting AD carry on their league team, Danny, due to, personal mental health reasons. Turns out that no one at Evil Geniuses was really ready to help / protect / do anything to help Danny deal with some of the mental health issues he was going through, and in fact cited that they only worsened it. Of course, no punishment came to them, but whatever, we'll move on. The second strike this year was their Valorant team won the World Championship. Amazing. And what do you do when you have a World Championship team? Typically they are going to get pay increases or they're going to start fielding offers at other orgs because they deserve pay increases. They are the top 5 players in the world. Really? No. EG decided, we're going to cut your salary in half. Yes, you heard that right. Win a World Championship, get your salary cut in half. Tons of drama from that. Tons of fallout. And tons of roster moves now. My personal favorite, strike number 3, was a really large content creator in the Rocket League scene named Hercules, has been sponsored by Evil Geniuses for most of 2023. And she was putting on a series of, I believe, 14 Rocket League related events with a special, partner or two. They had a couple sponsors that were core to those events and were going to be a part of them throughout the year. About a month ago, they said, sorry, the sponsor dropped out, and we're just not going to put on the rest of your events. I think she had 4 more to go. Okay, that really sucks. But it's a little bit of understanding there, right? I mean, you lost a sponsor for it. It's a hard time for esports. Okay. But they let Hercules go as well. Like a week after she was dropped, they announced her event without her name on it, and then with those same initial sponsors. Now, Evil Geniuses hasn't said anything about it. They just deleted the tweet after insane backlash. And now Hercules is putting on multiple other events with other sponsors and always making it $1 or $2 more than the prize pool of that one. So shout out to her. Congrats, her, on the come up. And, screw Evil Geniuses for that. Number 4 this week is that Evil Geniuses has another round of layoffs. Another one. Now, there's tons of layoffs this year, and I feel bad for all of the esports people that are involved. It's happened across most orgs and a ton of gaming companies in general. But this is the second wave this year in 2023 where they have laid off people. The reports I've seen say around 20 people were let go. And honestly, 2023 is not the year for Evil Geniuses. Now, sure, a lot of the things I have said are directly their fault. But they've got to do better. Like, this is absurd, right? I know it's kind of like an esports winter. Money's starting to go away. Now you got to run a business, and you got to learn how to run one. This is not the way. As always, this time of the year, the League of Legends World Championship continues, and we are down to 4 teams. There were 8 last week. Let's talk about what happened and where things went wrong. It was all the typical winners, though, right? We had T1 win, we had Weibo Gaming win, we had Gen.G win, and we had BLG win. Wait, where's Gen.G? Gen.G, the probably number 2 team to come into the event this year, lost to BLG. It is a best of 5. They lost 3-2. Unbelievable. There are now definitely, not even rumors. It's basically confirmed. Gen.G's going to make changes to their roster. And they probably need to. Probably starting in the mid lane. But okay. I won't flame. I'm not going to harp on Gen.G too much because I'm a big fan and I love them. But we're going to go talk about some of the other ones. NRG was the only North American team to make top 8. They played against Weibo. Weibo put them in the ground. Game 1 actually did look really NRG favored, but as soon as they lost that game, it was straight downhill. Game 2 was bad, and Game 3 was a stomp. So Weibo advanced top 4. They're going to be playing against the BLG this week. Gen.G played KT Rolster, as everyone expected. Gen.G won. However, it was only a 3-1, which is kind of surprising considering Gen.G is definitely the number 1 team in the world right now. They looked fantastic, though. Really great games from them. But on to a really important one. T1 stomped LNG and 3-0'd them. It was brutal. I was like, maybe I'll stay up and watch the event. Yeah, it was over in like 2 hours. I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't have been able to wake up and catch any of it. They got stomped. T1 put on a clinic. Faker looked unbelievable. Zeus looked unbelievable. Gumayushi, you're going to see a clip here in the top 5 of them. Like, listen, clinical what T1 did. Very, very excited to see what happens next. Like I said, we have Weibo's going to be playing BLG, but we are now going to have Gen.G playing T1. Let me know your predictions below. Personally, I think BLG is going to beat Weibo, but I think all eyes are really going to be on that top side match between the Shy and Ben. And then as for Gen.G versus T1, Art says T1. My pick'ems say Gen.G. And let me know your predictions down below in the comments. We covered the big 3, but there are actually a few more we need to talk about. We also had the Thunder Picks World Championship. Not really a world championship, just a big tournament sponsored by a gambling or esports gambling thing. Either way, there was a big CS tournament, and FaZe Clan came out on top. Of course, they seem to always do. They 2-0'd Virtus Pro, won first place. The prize pool was like $500,000, so pretty penny for most teams involved. Second, we had the 4th Red Bull Homeground event. This time we had Cloud9 and Fnatic make it all the way through, and Fnatic scrape out a 3-2 win against Cloud9 to take home that title. Honestly, it was a really great event. CNN has a new Valorant roster, so it's nice to see them actually have some success, and actually great success against Fnatic, who is one of the best teams in the world, or at least used to be. We also had the Overwatch World Cup, which seemingly no one knew was happening, and so I'm telling you, and this is probably the first time you're hearing about it, it wasn't even streamed. It was only watched in person. Either way, shocking absolutely everybody Saudi Arabia won first place. I mean, everyone shocked. Everyone shocked. China finished second. Third and fourth went to Finland and South Korea. But good event. Don't know. Couldn't watch it. And last but not least, there was a Brawlhalla World Championship. Now, I've dabbled in the game. I have 23 minutes played. I'm terrible at fighting games, especially ones like that. But it was actually a really cool watch. Loved watching it. The winner in the ones was a Brazilian named Yuz. Am I pronouncing that right? YUZ. Shout out to him. Congratulations. The winner in the 2v2s was Zen and Godly. Great job to them. I couldn't tell you what was happening on screen most of the time, but I definitely am excited to play a little bit more Brawlhalla now in the future. It kind of looks crazy. And the numbers for the events were fantastic. The event had like 30,000 viewers the whole time, which is incredibly impressive. The crowd was great. That was a fun event to watch, especially for someone's first time watching their World Championship. So I told you about the top events. Now let's watch the top plays.
The first time. Oh, as we might have another return play here from Tarzan. Rinse and repeat, finding the lineup, finding the angle, instant damage coming through Falio so they can get the root as well. If they could find the mark, but nice counter punch coming in from Guma, using the ult to stop the play, and it's Trax. Gala continuing to step up. Desperate to get a little bit more here, but has to be careful. The mark now coming through. Bar is good damage. Guma wants to finish it, and he gets it! Absolutely outplayed in the 1v1. Guma finds the kill.
He's been so absent recently. A fantastic double entry here. Flit Norbert crashed to the ground. James, first one, okay, has vision. Bam, no. Demka to the floor. Bam,
no way.
Bro falls down. And he find both of them though, that's the issue. Is one enough? James, back turned, trigger discipline. He's trying to search for two. Coming around the corner. There it is. So beautiful, so powerful, and he even gets flame.
Noxie's going to try and get up close again, but already it's causing them problems. Nice work from Jake to keep this one alive. Chronicle and Leo to try and clutch this. Make it just Leo, but he's done it before, and he's looking to do it again. He found the second, and he gets all three! What on earth is that from Leo?
Want to push us there, and Baron is in their sights.
Nice on his
and
way.
Ruler are all that's left.
Well, Ruler wants to try
The
to
shockwave! Shockwave is massive on the BDD. Lahens goes down as well, and now the killer instinct comes forward. Aiming is looking for it, but Ruler says, "Not today, buddy."
Thank you everyone for watching this week. I know it's been a few weeks since I've uploaded it, and I'm sorry. I did have travel. Don't know how I'm going to mitigate that in the future. Probably just not going to post. Again, sorry. But really glad to be back. Really glad to be uploading again. I hope you all enjoyed the new video. I hope you all enjoyed all the esports going on. Let me know what you enjoyed about this season. I mean, it's that time of the year. World Championships are happening. There's tons going on. We got League coming up, obviously. Should be wrapping up here pretty shortly. So get excited and stick around for that. But as always, thanks for watching, and GG's.